se was a bar and hanum no me pede te futi ni ye na speaker na so te ya on te ni ye because I won't misquote him and I would want to be very honest on the issues we agreed on. Also, so was a bar obete but oranka pentem mbuaten.
So one at the bar,
yes, NDC for no was the mass of the bar because of feel there or ya sama one can keke. Inti meka chendo no miracle because me when the bailiff no waba or no or cost serve one legal directorate.
Or a parliamentary
legal directorate. Inti me send form. And I'm on the bailiffs no wo fi legal directorate wo waba wo kita court summons and still. Then be on the Abas intina one serve was a director of legal no any other colleagues was won't receive because or your brother
brother one server
well them no working na ibio chide wokoshia a speaker and sana so quickly and I'm afraid director of legal and one fa fortunately for me na ma amresana ko speaker no ho na me hu da no so fi speaker horba na me bi send there eba zinti na 1G service no when you man no so me cross speaker no back me cross speaker ho back no na me send there Mr. Speaker no bandana I won coffee was it ama order them 1G your friend and court process no so nya them not number Chief Justice was elected be by there for the purpose of ensuring sanity in the service of court processes on parliament and parliamentary staff and parliamentarians, you know. Yes, 1/7 on Mondays. Into legal directorate for a consultant. And okay, though, so them notice are no won't comply with Chief Justice ne directive. Now written in trend keep him the next day, the next Monday, meaning a full week. Now, Mr. Speaker, I say me mentasi papa. Osande say you ko chamber no na surprises be ba na you can then also I shouldn't worry and I hear emphasis also I shouldn't worry there wouldn't be surprises he's not going to be in a rush at least I have made him aware that there's a court process into the meza oba Chief Justice na waje a direction be so whether there a abazintina bibi demo na still court bailiff in the bay. And in Yamin on Yanipio, I'm Ama Deputy Speaker Tiwobi. Yeah, Basa.
Oh, yes, second deputy
speaker. So Speaker Fred, Chief Justice 3 times. 1 to 1 fa. And now also Frebio, the 4th time, na Obi fair and also my lady were meeting. Then he said, because as something he said, Judicial Secretary no, you to me a front so. Na me so, me one number woman phone do. So me call Jimmy phone or the secretary because I could speak an officer. You can't go with your phone.
Okay.
So he granted me leave to pick my phone from the secretariat. And I'm a Fred, Judicial Secretary. And then Speaker spoke to Judicial Secretary. No okay there. On Mama Chief Justice a friend immediately. No more na years a crow. Yeah, there is a call. Your friend and chamber. Because now I'm break up. Walk up about tour.
Okay.
Then many that time no I'm one question as wepe. I come in on his speaker pe. Then just as we were about to move from his office, Harun Adriso came with his petition, notice of petition, and order 99 on the same subject matter. No omam copy, no the speaker, no copy man, no kado or serve you no notice. But there's one good thing about Haruna. Oh yeah, no politics on the House floor. No surprises. He will put you on notice that the Mazin or Bayer, so prepare so that we all debate it. So Harun Azimam, okay, notwithstanding my court process, Speaker will receive petition. What is he going to do? So I ask him that, Mr. Speaker, since Harun didn't petition, what are you going to do? At this time, around this time, now maybe send them. I said, Harun no catch him but this is just a notice. He has to admit it first. So that will take time. Admissibility is one thing, and then after it being admitted, then there will be the requirement for another notice, so we put it on the other paper. So I understood that to mean there everything is settled, and that Speaker will wait upon the court before we deal with the matter. Then you go do chamber. And I'm meeting who there NDC one front bench, you know. They feel they hurry now, will rush too much. In Choido Oza's nation, what they were going to do was that the petition is going to create a long process, because the petition under Order 99 will mean that a committee would have to be set up on 1 year them, and that they had gone to Mr. Speaker there on board under the rules, and Mr. Speaker catch on the okay, they should try Order 93. So I said there, with my understanding of the rules, if indeed from what the NDC guys were telling us, because yes, we were picking. So why you way yes, you are picking intel. So I said that if Mr. Speaker na why more na there will use Order 93 to ambush us, it can't work, because under Order 93, there will be a requirement to refer a matter to a committee if Obi make a statement. So there is no way Mr. Speaker can grant a rule on any matter. So I was well armed with those intel. But I wanted to be sure that whether or a mere rumor or another. Then we were on a public business. I am minority leader. Dr. Forsen.
Yeah.
Also, I am meeting the NDC Fukado. Yaswev. Namakache me a chief whip there on Onyezina on Shares Obesi. Until the John, I took a say, no, I'm sorry. But me speaker name, may expect there. Speaker but stop at 2 Forsen. Waka there. No. Za Oyano on ye. But then I realized that Speaker why an agent, meaning there, za NDC from Walker the Speaker on a pod will use Order 93 to ambush Harun's petition so that he can proceed to do the thing 1 year. So I got up and did what I had to do. One, to draw Mr. Speaker's attention for Hansard. There's a court process. And fortunately, he himself admitted it.
But he hadn't been served.
Well, but your knowledge, you are on what we call constructive notice.
But 17.
No, please. In good faith, you are on constructive notice. Constructive notice, please. Then he is a lawyer anyway. So I asked Mr. Speaker there, you have this rate. You have told your people not to receive service because on your Monday. Then you are going ahead to hear this matter. Anyway, then at the tail end of the debate, also Obama new ruling Thursday. Then I became alarmed. You've assured me that you won't do anything to disturb this court process. Then we are hearing from the NDC side that while clear as speaker they won't use another means to appear before you. Then at the same time, the order now will be under you can't give a ruling. But we are also hearing from them there was a speaker show on there. Say if they come under the 93, he will give a ruling. Being alarmed, the next day, I decided to assert my rights.
The next day being Wednesday.
You know, equity does not favor the indolent.
Nothing then.
Say, Eriko, Azibi Soya was it? Na edida wo ho a wagifi winsem eda wo bada gudo until you have to be vigilant at equity, else your complaints will be too late in the day. So what I did was to act within the law. What did I do?
Yeah, then
I directed service.
Nothing then. Yeah, lawyer friend.
Right, a direct service on any day. Nimpa na or there was 7 no any bailiff in no ko na point there osimesi ni ejina hobi na bailiff a serve
nte de kama wana
into what serve when the yeboa
ono nye wana
or head of legal
ono se chi the Monday or
yes mama was 7 bailiff 7 na a legal department from maybe why a pam or was 7
on Wednesday.
What 7 also was a processing common speaker. No bufui. That bazinti na watch service. No also worker chende a Brent and one general or the 2 table no do, and which is a good service. Lawyer be abakacho. Say me bottle wahanum na me servo. It's range. Either them is bobo. and in a very civil way must have to table though. That is good service.
Backtrack. Mention on Monday, pen was served Parliament. What's the reason?
Well, according to Speaker, I got to know of it that day, that Tuesday. According to Speaker, because of in there was so they here, they there, we serve MPB on Amkwadru Kwejuma or chamber, na clerk so a Parliament, no over 7, Nazintina, only Chief Justice here. Agreement there. No, to make it tidy. Na koka no do but channel. Obeya court processes on Parliament Nazeno 1/7 Monday.
Okay.
I'm saying all this based on what the Speaker told me, and based on the circular that, according to him, the Chief Justice had issued.
Intimating was here the Monday.
Right.
To make it tidy, as you
to
said.
Make it tidy.
Understood.
Well,
so fast forward to Wednesday.
Yes, everyone we know was a common speaker. My speaker no bufu da abazinti. Anna, our friend then, wabe 7-1. Ono no bufu I'm on for because at the end of the day, I needed to serve my process on Parliament. Though Parliament is a nominal party, in all constitutional issues, is Attorney General. But to make sure that Parliament was on notice, that is why I added our friend then, Speaker, because I was under no obligation as plaintiff to add Speaker. Any matter of constitutional interpretation, when you are invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, it is Attorney General who is supposed to be a proper party. But to be fair, I added the Speaker as a nominal defendant. So we make sure that was 7. Then Thursday, the whole day, Eco Speaker was Speaker BBNT or rest. I tried all I could. I could not get Speaker in his office.
But no Parliament.
No Parliament. Was the BBNT on your available? Metase because the Jumana here and oil bread. So me chief whips me tree kakra me tree no are very broken.
But he had
me tree in here.
But he had
nti man come fancy here.
Out here do.
Enjo. Me tree no here kra. Me ke tree wa ha sha me wife oba from wakada ni. Tree ben na ho ka no. Patrick Boama so basro me say man come fancy here. Anyway.
Me say.
Nti ya oda no me ye biara. There Mr. Baker Speaker, BBNT Mensankan. Until there, you can share what your friend then, new office wo chamber ho, your new chamber ho for your pre-sitting meeting. And you share no so yanka BB wo ato force ne asamo to go no speaker so ama me hint the leader. Asameno still me pede me kan wo bibi yakatena ho pepepe now omani preamble, and he went ahead to give what he described his opinion of the law based on standing orders, etc. I found it very strange, but clearly
that was on Thursday.
Clearly na yenuanu NDC for no were aware of what was going to happen, because me care there na yenyina ya agree mpo there be decision days on Wednesday. Now was yenko Thursday, then all of us was Friday may sit so you do chamber na speaker. In fact, me care yintwem na me chief whip pay idea no there why am I yielding to them there? You agree decision day Wednesday. You agree so that you best sit on Friday because of some constitutional instrument. Why do I want to yield to them? But he suspect you know what Shaza will behave them naturally BB will watch him. Into you cut in the chamber, moon there. Speaker ya them so into the work at the man and say to Friday so that they can go home and have a full weekend with his ruling. I'm all right. So I tried to speak for the first time. Chairman, Speaker, you will be a mubun papa obi biara or what Parliament when you and you papa. Since I'm a leader, as he been poor yakuma, he's betrayed me on a number of occasions. Me feel there privately speaker and majority leader using command. Oba be chamber wa be a different thing, but me complain. Bonda mazasha mo ma yezi later na ma akọ nche wo fem sa Mr. Speaker. Na za ye oh adwene so nya dem not and them not. E be hwa. Honorable Chairman Sabunsu no yin wo banter. Even Harun Edrisu Mutaka. But I decided that look, no matter what, I will try and manage the situation. But this one was very heartbreaking. And he avoided me because I really wanted to go to him privately and say, Mr. Speaker, yeah, the man, because as if you were 1 year, me kai part time, you should be bay, me crown in Mr. Speaker, ya bay and also, man come out to me, BBRC, ya bakan, open wabba true statement, by 10 pages, or come over, or gavel there, what happened. And I watched him, he didn't even give me the chance to speak. And on Thursday, was another repeat. I controlled myself. I said, look, I don't want Hansard to record me there. My new speaker, Yijasamano. But me try there, makamasam in a very civil way, not or stop, not interject. Or when you subembia enya botera, he can cut, get you off guard. Or no, mutaka kebibi about him. Sometimes, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker sees himself as a king. Or kaso bikebi. I'm a ruling area and I'm a formal communication area. The practice is that you allow the leaders to also respond. On this occasion, he was invoking the rule, although this so-called formal communication was not based on any rule. Then he tried to attack me, so I decided to leave the chamber. A press conference, so unfortunately, he decided to call the marshal on us.
So then,
the marshal number walking out.
It
was that bad. But I still controlled myself. Then I said, look, we have to go to court. It's because that Oriano on ye. And enya botanso a ansha na atin wa komado akai azibia on ye nambom so ye nyimda mbre yedru. But there's something that speaker did. Speaker onyimaza no reye, but he played the game in a very smart, subtle way. What did he do? In spite of his mischief, he still addressed me majority leader. He never addressed me minority leader. He never proclaimed the NDC as majority. In fact, I checked the Hansard. He continued to address the NDC leader as minority leader. And I was a pony because he asked them to look at the votes and proceedings. I checked the records for that day, and then he still addressed them as minority and then the agent. So, if you don't know, I mean, you're done the Fanankasa the whole night, Manda. Many my colleague MPs, no, ni a lawyer for ya Grejuma da till by 3 a.m. And now you who there, ye be biara to tell no, or there yakoda. Then anopa by 7, Messan co office to re-edit because entum ko file process are mistakes in Katinkiti biwo na when you mean guase. After editing everything. Caucus meeting 9 o'clock, and I had to brief Parliament, majority caucus, about what we were going to do because Zanu Rusino Oyahometo, and I don't know your brain work on your brow or your brain work. It's not a brow work. The wonko bachelor, wonko kun wonka ham wonka yedede wo Parliament. Ya dam no woyen or your nyansa na adwen nambra, and MPP so say easy MPP nyim. Na amfam branye juma one kasa wumpen funumpo wombubi. So I was very clear on the path to choose in the matter before us in the house. So by the grace of God, my colleagues, they gave me all the support, especially Honorable Anodompre.
On your chief whip.
Chief whip, majority chief whip. I know why you be papa new organization. Na young kwa one faying twa na yesa. Yes sir, me you pay nso say yes sir. Yes sir. Name Yakwe Kofale was Supreme Court. And then lawyers in my as well today a hearing will be in the afternoon. And then Yankopon Adum courts obu asam or granting injunction. But mpocho mate NDC for what did they be?
Maba
na me pede mekan yen 1992 constitution article 2 America nyina, in other words, I'm reading it in extenso, the entire article 2 with your leave, sir. A person who alleges that A, an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment or any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this constitution may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect. 2. The Supreme Court shall, for the purposes of declaration under clause 1 of this article, make such orders and give such directions as it may consider appropriate for giving effect or enabling effect to be given to the declaration so made. 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. I repeat the 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. 4. Failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under clause 2 of this article constitute a high crime under this constitution and shall, in the case of the president or the vice president, constitute a ground for removal from office under this constitution. 5. A person convicted of high crime under clause 4 of this article shall A. be liable to imprisonment not exceeding 10 years without the option of a fine, and B. not be eligible for election or for appointment to any public office for 10 years beginning with the date of expiration of the term of imprisonment. So, Kwame, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Speaker, one man ruling. All man ruling. Army dissatisfied with the ruling did not disobey Mr. Speaker. I disagreed with him. And this is one thing here. But my yanso anche. Man scatter parliament. Musori zin wenyizim. Kona kwashe video no. And acted as a Democrat. Yenu men NDC for. Wa lawyer for womu. Sa a lawyer for no. Sa wonyim brapa na wopedem bre yejuma. They should get to work.
To do what?
To challenge the decision of the court.
What's one?
So that is why they can't be Democrats. And that is why they will be caught by the law again. They will be caught by the law again.
Before we come to being caught by the law again, Eric Cambrasam, and Kwame Kufu, are you a lawyer?
Oh, Kwame Papa.
Okay. Kwame Kufu say, Ofi de a prepare 100. Osan de Assembly as a court, Supreme Court waiting. And you don't wait umpo. Bro, from us say, it is absurd to seek a stay of execution in a case in which the court has not made any orders. A party cannot seek an application for stay of execution in respect of a matter which is not a judgment or a court order. The speaker's order is not of such. Legal opinion. We've been arguing check.
Medase Ozikan Kwame wacha najwen. Mizinenyi zinyina wo mbre muzuman. Now, I want to refer him to STL versus Intelstat, or Supreme Court decision by Justice Atuguba. It was a 3-2 decision. It was a certiorari application assembly fee Court of Appeal, not cross Supreme Court. And Atuguba speaking for the court, the majority bench, also a court cannot shut its eyes to statutory breaches. A court cannot shut its eyes. Even when the matter is not before them, a court can so moto take it up. Uncle Shwe, I will give him the full citation later. You see, Makan Article 2, the Supreme Court, when it comes to its original jurisdiction, has very wide powers and mandates. The power to give directions in your order, or trouser in here. And the matter before the Supreme Court had to do with Article 97. And Supreme Court say they had that power to do interpretation. And then a question of interpretation had arisen.
And he cannot shut its eyes now be more.
Right. Now, if the Supreme Court of the Republic has become aware that there is a matter where an authority has arrogated to itself the powers of interpretation, are you saying that the Supreme Court cannot say, look, put a stop to it and let us delve into the matter? In any event, the Supreme Court went on to say that, look, there are 4 constituencies here, and in fact, from our perusal of the matter, those affected MPs were denied their right of fair hearing. They were never heard.
Then the speaker and from one
speaker into one side of it, and the speaker goes to say, I've declared your seat vacant. So I would beg of Mr. Akufo to fully read the processes I filed. In fact, I have his WhatsApp line. He's my very good friend and brother. I respect him so much. He knows that. I will forward to him a copy of the entire process, including the proceedings in court, which would be the ruling and everything that the Supreme Court said, so that we can further debate this. I believe strongly that he would arrive at a different conclusion. Otherwise, there will be chaos. If I had not acted, where would be our democracy? In Chanopa or Chanopa, MPP for yes, Parliament. No, we don't do that. That's not what our forebears taught us. What's Bibinya, Yama, and Branye Juma? And that's what I did. And I don't think that the court was wrong at all. Because for us, if in Chayan Yedam application, though speaker did not give consequential orders, but it was a trap he was setting. Speaker was careful, but he gave the NDC what they wanted, because they both had rehearsed. He did, when Atu was saying that, Mr. Speaker, declare us as the majority, he refused to do that and so called Atu minority leader.
Maybe that's your uncle. And you know, in
the matter before us, you know, you're very political. It goes beyond Nyanku. Nyanku but I can understand the situation Atu finds himself, and he's a leader. Even the national chairman feel there them agenda no one, especially when we realize it there MPP is winning overwhelming majority in parliament.
According to you?
Oh, chairman, sometimes unkofuri njintum, but no korya. Every single research, this time around, both political parties, we have heavily relied on research.
Damn.
I'm telling you, yes. In fact, there was a time I shared my research with Ato, and he said, "Hey, Kwamina, yes, we were the same research. ABI can, but if as it is today, NDC in the central region, they've lost."
Really?
I'm telling you, Chairman, as we speak, why do you think Echedun Katia came to central region and said there, Fantefo, wo you want Sunegu and all? Echedun Katia, in spite of my disagreement with him, he's an astute politician. Okasa, Onyimni Central Oka. Echedun Katia is a good politician. I'll give it to him. I may disagree with him, but I won't condemn him. I pay attention to him. Okasa me for strategy for him. When I say Dun Katia mount a political platform and all your antics, now I'm one person who pays serious attention. He's controlling parliament. He's controlling everything. Is he gaming or codoning or say Dun Katia ne agenda? And I admire him for his politics. It's a game. I won't condemn him, but he allows me to also think and face him strategically, not to fight.
Talking about thinking, Mpocho, but there's something called Article, is it 99?
Yeah, that's one gives powers to the High Court.
Good. Mpocho, Article 99 says determination of membership.
Okay, let's read it in
99.1. The High Court,
yes,
shall have jurisdiction to hear
and determine
any question whether a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament,
that is so,
or the seat of a member has become vacant,
right, or
B, a person has been validly elected as a speaker of parliament, or having been so elected has vacated the office of speaker. Into obviously being in fire and a two no shed and fire, but also a person too. A person aggrieved by the determination of the High Court under this article may appeal to the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
Main time maybe saw the master there. What's the 91.91? It is the High Court you should have gone to another Supreme Court.
No.
Me take me lawyer.
Lawyer.
Me lawyer.
No, me patch any question or your lawyer.
Me lawyer American.
No, me patch American. No.
See, I mean, I'm bisa.
Chairman, okay, Chairman.
Yes.
First of all,
yeah, me tell you.
I can't come under 99 because there isn't any High Court ruling.
But should there be a High Court ruling?
No, I'm saying Yankanazi.
Okay.
The High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question whether a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament. So let's discuss that first arm. Meaning the what to abewi obi in charge him for no boko
High Court
to question High Court when it comes to parliamentary election, or the seat of a member of parliament has become vacant. So which means that obia all kade seat now a vacant, the baby or dog High Court. So that is where Atoforsin should have gone. Atoforsin shouldn't have appealed to speaker. Let's read it again. Or the seat of a member has become vacant.
But the speaker has declared the seat vacant.
Remember. Yeah, Cambra.
Me too.
Chairman, minimum. But
he lawyer, me lawyer intimate.
No, make a minimum, but minimum kakra. A person has been validly elected as a member of parliament. Then, or the seat of a member has become vacant. I'm saying there, 99.1 gives that jurisdiction to the High Court.
Okay.
That it is only the High Court that can make that declaration that a seat has become vacant. So it is not for the speaker to make that declaration.
And that's what you're challenging.
It is not for the member of parliament, Dr. Forsen, the minority leader, to go to the speaker for interpretation. So that is the point. Now, a person aggrieved by the determination of the High Court under this article may appeal to the Court of Appeal. So, all these are matters for the minority leader, not me.
Okay.
I went under 97. for interpretation. Okay, I went under 97, the provisions there, and then mounted my prayer for interpretation. That the man summon AC court or make any declaration. So that is different from the narrow issue of vacancy. The narrow issue of vacancy. I was looking at the broader issue of interpretation. What is the law? What is the law? I am asking.
Let me move from the law a bit into politics.
Yes, sir.
It's a speaker ama NDC a certain psychological advantage because what's your opinion polls are one worries in Kunim.
No, one was in Kugu.
I want
MPP for
because baby was a national chairman when you proceeding Kitako there. Also MPP is plotting to capture parliament to make governance difficult for Mahama in case he wins the elections. What is all of this Chairman, psychological work
Chairman,
in the market?
Chairman,
yes.
You see, 2020, MPP for we over focus on the presidential election.
Okay.
I always say the NDC for they always know what they want, and they always know the outcome of an election, and they plan on the after effects. So this is what happened in 2020. They realized that Mahama was going to lose, so they were preaching skirt and blouse. We didn't realize it. We over-focused on the presidential election. So, for instance, Central Region, President Akufo-Addo winning 19 seats, and then we won 10 parliamentary seats. So, and they know that okay, so when you more parliamentary seats, then they can use it to argue that presidential also will win. So that was their strategy, and in part it worked for them. Now this time around, what they realized, MPP for we are focusing on both the parliamentary campaign and the presidential campaign vigorously. In fact, ABR Chairman, you may not want to say it publicly, but I know, you being who you are, I know several opinion polls by both sides. Ochede MPP, we are winning majority in parliament. Now, what Asedun Katia said, he didn't say it in jest. In fact, they have activated their parliamentary campaign strategy because we're realizing that what to happen there, MPP consistently they are getting more seats, and in fact, some of the seats now watching in 2020 are getting back to us. That is why they subtly did this galamsey thing, because they realized that the mining areas, they didn't have a campaign. With a view they were about to win your mining areas in the back with this anti-galamsey thing, because they know that, we'll push the agenda now. Government will be forced to get in there, and once government gets in there, then the people will get upset with us again, and it's all part of their grand political scheme. But that is politics. So me, I'm not against them if that's their strategy. When they came to parliament, they realized that look, you were Ejumaye say one ma parliament ekodo now when create a certain impression and share on one. So it was part of their scheme, and in fact that is why few minutes after speaker's pronouncement, their flag bearer was said, "Hey, Nyankopon am majority."
Oh, the man answer.
Oh, please, I mean,
true,
Chairman. Yes.
Okay, no, my production just confirmed.
Few minutes.
So are you saying it was all contrived?
Oh, of course. I mean, Chairman, it's a yam from. And you know, your friend Winneba, as as if they had planned. What fuck one pickup was so a majority leader Worsens internet channel we lose. What's more on two man? What's on debut? Chairman, go for am too. One way am too. Anyone is a grown up a engineer do ya. Anna was a baby brim when you do. But you see, this morning I have one message,
which is
for my party people, parliamentary candidates. constituency officers, polling station executives, regional executives, obi biara ye MPP, please abanu nyankopon na dom ye wi na wi za kanyi de ye nyina ye bobo abanu ho ban obiara ye na adwuma man kai ma obi ma eyi na okada me akwa skirt and blouse. Go all out. Dano General Secretary KBB, a government appointee. Don't be too comfortable. We need the numbers. Set 7 December. Memenda yet to abeni we consider nopa. And this if we them the research show there we are winning over 160 seats. One would they win over 160 seats. Look, one budget reform. One budget reform. They know when you abanu we lose so. Samo bakaya 2020. We lose abanu we na washe da was we win. Na was starting one demonstration. What court no? We be say on the one evidence we him. Mr. Sedun Katia also one farm back. Timemufu etefu MPP fu munchen ye yo. The Mukrofia was the we win election 2020. What court? What be some was the 141 evidence and back. Later, when a doctor Ofosampofo only a Mr. Sedun Katia will contest for national chairmanship. Then Mr. Sedun Katia okay share NDC a delegate. Okacha on the Nukoreni one kasa one collation no break it down. Na no woni figures. Inti odu moye zen wo kro lawyer Chikata ho. Na lawyer Chikata kacha on the look. Onko guneni mas wo Supreme Court because evidence are wokitan on ye. Woni figures. So this is a political party. In 2020, they did not even collect their figures. Yet, when I'm round, what's MPP, what's the Electoral Commission, and they will repeat the same thing. So let us be vigilant. Let's collect, get our figures. Let's work hard. Who peace rich maso. DC is MMDC. Mponcho. Sebetume ye DC. Achida wa ben wado. Many peace in quadra. In a polling station executive, the Mabri Manda ye Jumazin na yan fambo free SHS woman. Oya na NDC fuka chen there MPP ze ye Cremonia inya kwenya da mbeye ayi Frank Etwin. And the MPP is the first major political party. One Cremoni akwenya o to Franka, the first Muslim president ever would be Dr. Bawumia since independence. MPP say a Christian yo, a Cremonio. Wakan fwa on phone wo a your friend and we bushia on phone there a Fantini, on phone there ye Croboni, on phone there ye Dagombeni, on phone there ye a Santini, and Yenzimeni, MPP ibon mozena, wo maudo. Only na Dr. Bawumia or a young flag bearer. Into party mbenyinara yen swar waka. Enkanka yen yanuma wa shama. Wawa Nima. Wawa Newtown. Yen zongo communities. It is history in the making. Abokosam kase. That for the first time ye benya Cremoni no so wabe your campaign Dembrag America Obama or ye bibiyon. Nche yeshema nche ayi abrofo no dodo na wo America but go hwe the abrente no wonyanse bia obotum ozebuman. And I believe this enya ye azekor yenwa napo onye Dr. Bawumia on the day of the swearing in ekru kita no Bible or the swear ekru kita no Quran or the swear. What a beauty. E bazi no ye feel them there Ghana ye be kire ma wiazi nyina hu there. Iye Cremonio, iye Christiano, ye nyinara ya yazekor. Now, yema ne industrialization na ozre bagana through a digitalized economy no. Yasu yenhu mfaso obo wom.
Echambeko Parliamentary.
Nyankopon ya aduma mako.
Maybe this wa boycott to Parliament.
No, Chairman Pocho. Yes, say we are staying away until the determination of our matter in court. And whatever the court says, we will abide by. In Pocho, I want you to quote me in full.
Me too.
Please. Right. The one who were staying away, we disagree with Mr. Speaker. We are not going to fight him. 2, we will pursue our matter in court. You better pursue Yasamo court. 3, the court be kebiano, jabejatun because on any brano. Now court akasa. Yaboko, Yakoko do a china. Na man the Sumado, NDC for Wabatina Megwada, Manko Quachero. Say NDC for was our 2 force in best Siname go to Tumnun. On the rights of Mr. Speaker, I'm going to fight. I will leave quietly. The law is my weapon.
NDC for so simobe be a china. They are occupying the right of Mr. Speaker as the majority.
I won't give them that theater. I won't have that theater. Ghana is too responsible a country. There are respected people in this country. Chairman, my son is in a medical school. I wouldn't want my son to call me and say, Daddy, did you do that? My son is in a medical school. My daughter is in a law school. Adult and then one from him be some there, Daddy. So did you do that? I won't. And no MPP member will encourage any brow.
Really?
MPP bearing you. Yeah. We leave everything to the conscience of Speaker. Say Speaker Baba preside. No one can NDC for one but writer. The country will see, will watch, and hear. So what they are now going to reconstitute committees. No they are now vice chair, this, that. 1 year. Yeah, I won't do it. You can't get me to do that. Chairman, I will never do it. The Ghana, the way a lawyer fugu kromha, a sofo, a himfu, ikroi mesemote. I'm a member of Recourse Parliament. This country is the only stable democracy we have in West Africa.
Nigeria a bit.
Well, the most stable. Ghana is the most stable. And I love my country. I wouldn't want anybody to call me and say, Afenyo, marking, or get home and my wife will ask, honey, I didn't win your butcher. I wouldn't want to do that. Me here, and MPP in BN you are only Obiruko Quacher or me will make go and open me to Parliament, me to chamber. Nemu there, sebi, NDC for Weber yeah right. Wama to akatina.
The
right of speaker. Wakatina me go da. Madam Muzi. Martina was a soldier for Bill, soldier for Kaden. Soldier in BN you are.
Governs Agbojasi why you know the soldier for about.
No, Kaden. Soldier in Biana, soldier okay, or protect Army and Oko protect Onu Kwame Abuja. It's all part of their political system. Look, won't fall into any of their traps. So, Yaboko election, Chairman, Mbedu Nkran, Amechi Nunu. Me campaign to 3 a.m. I slept for just an hour. Woke up, sat in the car, going in at 5. And now, meda kakra, ma had 2 hours kakra, anope. Na me sorry na me be studio ha. Ewi abisu me ko wini ba. Me kan adwuma. My campaign to assume me wi amada kakra. Na me time we campaign, won twuma so. The man na make catch all the parliamentary candidates. Campaign. Abana ye win ewie. Nyankopon zinkunyimzi za amahen. Inhu kokwa odefo onkomon. Inhu kokwa odefo onkomon. Into the battle is a lot now. You can ekono ye onyankopon no ko. Onye nyimpa na menya ndisi yinke gina ho. Na menua Sam George. The way am buni bi. Enti me hu da Sam George o ka bibi de kiki na me se me bisa mo da Sam George wara e obi akọ Perez Chapel asor penyin me sure Sam ntibotu ma akwa atwe pa. No. Onzi yenko yanyu honkoko Debi. Muntu me hwe Sam George n'enyim. Na onto na monto. Muntu me hwe ato force n'enyim ato pa me hwe ato n'enyim the politics nti na ma ato wato. In fact muntu me mama no mpo nti ato mu buni too much. I respect him too much. NDC for one lawyers and one pay Harun Edrisu. ma muntaka the way I anyum tea na ma hwe muntaka n'enyim ana yen colleagues ni bi ahwe obi n'enyim someone na wobotu nwa yeza amenyim but I mean to me nti wo ye bibia ye bopoi zi na embrace oye duro eke the NDC abroad no muntie 3 eke ya
of course
no wo feed there wa ben wo power umpo feed wa ben wo power Supreme Court kasa ni krom ye zi they can attack the Supreme Court but what they should know one kasa so won which one at the same court na woko ne nan say me brother ato
ambulance
case is it not the same court of appeal this same judges in our Akufo-Addo appointed when one the ruling man they were in white in the parliament celebrating the judgment celebrating the court so what changed why you want with them Moframba why the bees down one if it favors them they are happy if it doesn't favor them then they are attacking it is not right that's not the way to do politics and you know speak a rule a favor mo tonjum ma bonose mo se mo ya majority ma yezin emi so mako court a wo bu asam no court ebua esa wo engine tum na agrundem no wezi won't them.
So you won't give them the theater. That's
I will not share that theater with them. I won't give them one. I'm campaigning. I will come back with super majority for the next parliament. Well, Nyankopon ya aduma MPP for yaboko. Yekodu na speaker mohon kone de wombatsena yenegwa. By the way, I've said that speaker never proclaimed them as the majority.
But they have.
Speaker continue to address them as minority.
But they have, based on the speaker's ruling.
Messy, speaker, he continue to address them on Thursday as minority. In this what corner say what say yeah, who is going to preside? Say speaker preside, now what ho? Na say speaker boy nano. Okade dama. Say Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Now my weapon be this oh.
The Constitution.
Now this my weapon oh. Speaker Nankasa, I want to refer to the Hansard. I want to read something he said in the friend then Namizamo. You know, Chairman Pocho.
Me too.
Me pede mekan azibia Speaker Nankasa ken. It's captured in Hansard.
Whilst you're looking for it, are you assuring us that there will be no military presence tomorrow?
There cannot be.
Soja,
you know, okay, then.
Well, yati. In Chairman Kofi Marshall.
One person was shut down. War propaganda in Libya. Soja, you carry them parliament. Or Bobo Amihu Banana de or Kobo a Mpocho.
But you won't be penning tea.
Chairman Pocho, Mamankan
Hansard. Hansard answered. You won't be pen. Them 8 parliamentary started in chaos, ending in chaos.
You asked for my response.
Yes, I did.
By the grace of God. And I say this in all humility, with all modesty. I lead my side of the house, and I lead the house. Majority leader, you are also the leader of parliament. And I'm saying, take it from me. There will be no chaos in parliament. We will not allow that. 2, there will be no military presence. They would have no business in parliament. It is part of their ploy. We will not fall into that trap. But anyway, let me read to you what Speaker said. I want to read to you.
Mete.
It is captured in the Hansard, in his own ruling.
Hansard of when?
Hansard of 17th October. Chairman, I want evidence. Until I make Chairman, 2010. Manual free no muno. Ewa, na me from radio na me ya pampa. Hey, I bring hold on. I hand one allegation. Go point away. Chairman, that's for your training. In the year so 17th of October.
Of this year, right?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Formal communication by Speaker. The time 5:06 p.m. Column 4. This is what Mr. Speaker says in these veritable words.
Also then.
Also, in doing so, I am simply applying the provisions of the 1992 Constitution, Parliament Act of 1965, Act 300, the standing orders of Parliament, and precedent and established principles. The issue of interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution is in the bosom of the Supreme Court, not that of the Speaker. I proceed to tell you my understanding of Article 97. Chairman, what a contradiction. You see why our Supreme Court knock a Speaker? You see, how can Speaker say that he is telling us his understanding of Article 97 when in a preceding paragraph, the Speaker himself says that when it comes to interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution, it is the mandate of the Supreme Court. So now the Supreme Court tells you that, Mr. Speaker, you said ekade 97 or no. Meanwhile, I express opinion wo intimbom no afom. It is hold on with Zaike. Supreme Court why bona. Chairman, asemi mo for man ntumbio. Chairman,
Enyim Sampaina.
Cross St. Augustine. Cross school papa.
I say that's my.
This Cross St. Augustine.
Me can ma wa send.
No, me patch the Cross St. Augustine.
Ne ete ya better say.
Yeah, matters but me patch the me pede obi wiazi mu ni obi hu there. Sampain or Cross St. Augustine's College. School papa.
That's my junior absolute me two chairman and no pay. Kwame na Afenyo marking. Narrating it as it is. Into now so I can St. Augustine's.
No, St. Augustine. St. Augustine. Chairman General. Augustine's. Mbo Augustine. Ya hu tu ni papa. Into no Speaker Nankasa acknowledged that the Supreme Court has jurisdiction when it comes to interpreting the Constitution. Then he went further to say that he's giving his understanding of Article 97. Asamna ye keni nyina. So for those who were talking about Article 99, please, from what Speaker said, we are not dealing with 99. Speaker himself said he was dealing with Article 97. Now, Obi Biaro Wagan in him there. If it's about 97, then it is the Supreme Court that has the power to interpret it. So why then say that you are expressing a view? Meanwhile, in expressing your view on 97, you've created serious matters in the House.
Serious matters in the House. On a light note, Obi Semen Kancho, you better address me as Majority Chairman General and not just for the sake avoidance of doubt.
Chairman General, yeah, what Chairman General? No, it's never been in doubt. In fact, there's no contest.
But Afenyo, you're a measured person. You've talked about the ECOWAS Parliament member. You don't want to embarrass your children. A crow or law school, a crow medical school. Or you crabby besides that, honey, Bentina, Enya Botar. Ain't he a china, say, come Rashibegum. Na Obande, at to force in Chawegum. And our speaker Bagbin Kade, one time writer. You walk out.
We will walk out.
Yeah.
I will lead the walkout.
You will lead the walkout.
Chairman, I'm assuring you, nothing will change.
Interestingly, what happened there? A press conference now Bufujo FM or no into my sober.
Oh, Chairman,
what happened?
Where we get it wrong, we have to admit it. And I would say this: I lost it, and I apologize for that.
You lost it?
Yes, I did. I mean, sometimes in the heat of this, you can make mistakes, and I think that you are the only person who can say it into my face. And you'll be an obutu when you got it wrong. I'm happy.
Did.
No. I'm happy you are telling me. I've discussed with Joy that would have a platform to discuss it properly. But Chairman, Mpocho, is our basic my young custom because I always want you always want the things right. Joy Fonso, Mama Nkrofa. But men would there Tambian why subtle agenda be the team. Share in your I know I can sometimes get it wrong. Some time ago, my company issue be now was able to go a whole agenda as if there I am bankrupt, which was wrong. And I had to call them that the mazamuye nasi cheden. Then some kakasam. Then they said they were doing fact check be. Then they started ridiculing me on social media. Chairman, Mpocho, Marco school kakra. I'm also careful sometimes on communication. Meaning they made a mistake. But Zana warrior no. not on yet. Now they were also the first to start saying the minority leader. And they were carrying the agenda, minority leader. And I kept correcting the guy there. Even the speaker who came out with the ruling never described me as minority leader. Up until the time I left the chamber, he kept addressing me majority leader. When we even left, speaker kept addressing Ato as minority leader. Why would Joy FM suddenly set it up and say that I'm the minority leader? But I would admit that I could have done better. And I apologize to them through your platform, and I apologize to you as my senior brother, because I agree ne papo ne bono man am correcting.
Yeah.
Intino obi biasa felt I overreacted. Not only that, I personally felt I overreacted. And I say sorry. It won't happen again. But if I make any mistake again, my friends should be bold to say that Kwamina Ahesu Afum. Chairman, I hope I haven't done badly.
I leave it to you and to my listeners.
Oh,
and Chairman, I have a psychology professor
Chairman,
here. So,
Chairman,
say Openye Joko Abaka the apologizer and apologize see.
Chairman, Chairman,
yes.
Meji to me there. Mafumi.
Yeah.
Eya minyanku me brother pain. Efram Kwamna Aye. And I must say the courage to ask me that question alone is humbling. And I must admit to you that I got it wrong.
Done.
And at least I will find space to engage them, but also encourage them that they should treat my brand better. They sometimes try to mess up with my brand, and I won't take that one.
But you've apologized.
Yes, no. That one I have. But I also encourage Joy FM that they should manage my brand well for me. It's not been easy.
It is not their business to manage your brand.
No. But there's one thing, let me put it right, not to manage my brand.
Exactly.
Not to attempt to destroy my brand.
If you go wrong, they will say.
No, not going wrong. Chairman, you have to get my side of it. What I'm saying that sometimes some positions that they take, Chair.
Adrian, they watch that.
100%. That is my view. And I've told them.
But I say you want Bakasa.
Oh, Yabakasa. Mampede yet no. Makacha.
But what keep you good, Papa?
Oh, Martin in your I have apologized for what I feel was the excesses of my actions. If they think that they are coming to fight, so be it. But I have said what I have to say. I feel that I went a bit too far, and I'm sorry.
Let's move on. Samuel Ayepe, former member of Parliament, Ayin Swano, tell Afenyo Makin he has made my day by saying when they get to Parliament and there's a confusion, he will lead a walkout. And so there will be a peaceful walkout. Chairman General, I see this issue as one of Ejekum's stories. Kweku Anansi decides to buy a piece of land to cultivate a crop, harvests a crop to buy a horse. His son then tells him he will ride the horse when he grows up. He beats his son when even the land has not been purchased. This is my view. Phillips, that's an interesting twist to the conversation. Let's see this one. Say, Obama, what did you write? A treatise? It's a bit too long. There are so many messages, and you know, one na Alexander Kwame na Afenyo Makin, majority leader. Interesting conversation. Let's see what happens in Parliament tomorrow. Kwadwo Edupako in Achimesium says the interpretation is not on parliamentary standard but on the Constitution. The NDC also claims precedents, but who told them parliamentary precedents applies in the Supreme Court? Michael Obima in Kumasi. Now the difference is clear. Who stands for violence and who stands for the law? Thank you, Afenyo Makin. Michael Obima in Kumasi. Nana Dollar says there are no truths, only perspectives, no facts, only accounts. 2024, we still don't know our identity. Ghana deserves more. A very long and hard road. God save us. That's Nana Dollar in Pokwase. Obise, soon to be outgoing majority leader, according to the NDC. Tell Afenyo to calm down. By the way, ask him which of his two children is a lady, because my younger brother is warming up. Slide from Legon. His daughter is in the law school and his son is in the medical school. So if you go and face the daughter and she doesn't use Article 3, her brother will bring an injection. You better stand well. They're both ways you're in trouble. The current parliament is technically dead. There is no serious parliamentary business to be done in the next few weeks. You read my mind. I was going to ask. I'll encourage the MPP MPs to go to their respective constituencies and leave the house for the NDC MPs. Kwesirinos in Aduna Agona Adobin. Well, now that Kwesirinos has brought it. In the next 6 weeks, what really is left with the business in Parliament? I mean, I know the other can budget or something. What's the business left?
Yeah, well, 2 judges are. You have vet one area or they approve one. Yeah, well, 1D1F referrals are companies are one project and the 1D1F. We have to approve them. Yeah, well, World Bank financial sector stabilization grant to be a Wazirma for young financial institutions, $250 million. Also, yeah, I mean, and then there's supposed to be expenditure a friend then for the first quarter of 2025 or the your friend and finance minister but because we're going into an election on to be read a full budget until the also present for parliament. So those are the things, but
listening to the NDC press conference, one came what came there was the one new majority to abolish the betting tax and e-levy.
So, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Clearly, them music and keno or your politics na warrior. When you there, we lose parliamentary majority in the next parliament. When you, Chairman, check the MP before water. Them remaining pa with all the research and the Juma year. Say a parliamentary candidate resources are all behoning sim the way I war ye Juma no what koda waya. Look, NDC were panico. They know they are losing this election for the 3rd time. They know.
They don't seem to see that because they've told us that they are winning the elections.
Chairman.
As you mentioned, former President Mahama mentioned there, this is God's sign there, one more majority.
Chairman,
yes.
You know, I study them to do better. When you the way lose elections,
You think so?
Oh yes. When you there in the list parliament, they don't have the numbers. When you there, a lot of their parliamentary candidates are going to lose. When you, Mr. This is one election that both parties are doing research. This is one election that both parties have invested heavily in research. Why did that one be winnable? And say what be winnable no? Well, they roamed in some constituencies. Winnable day, let me tell you one of their strategies. They want to make the election day would declare election to work for independent candidates. One case one member, then Robert will be another agent. Into why doing the work and abana na 1 year skate na mo oyefo yan because in Brebe Juma. Into them na what washishe eko esikumo dobin brakosa woko protein independent candidate. Into in central region areas be a wonyim there wobo lose no one case wa plot independent candidate. And they are doing all manner of things. Yes, January one. But I can tell you there, say parliamentary candidates in central region will focus not the way a party no and a party no central region for aji a juma party na atum will come back home with a minimum of 16 seats
from the central region.
Chairman, we've had 19 before. Yenya 19 da. Yenya 16 da.
Openye de kumse do ando don yire enwo ebin wo. Ejumazin onanyi aza mesrefi party members ho etim na akam ene eyinya na menya da metami yemfantunchen na yenko ye ejumazin because them koka nyina say on the 8th anopa na one kase won there who will lose parliament. They wouldn't even attempt to say that when you Dr. Baumir Kokot.
Because when they will lose, and they know they are losing the elections. And the game here will play in the last minute in it's part of the mind to make the country ungovernable, to bring chaos and cause confusion. They won't get it from us. Again and again, I won't give them that theater. I won't give it to them.
This one says, the Absu spirit at play, very studious and intelligent, a true gentleman. Some of us admired him from afar for his academic prowess. I salute you, Senior King Kofi in Tema. Sends that one. Chairman General, can I deem to have vacated my post instantly if I declare my intention to resign my job in the next 3 months? Upon your mark in finding you in the East of Parliament, I greet you well. From Francis Brakwa in Kumasi. Well, this is language both of you understand. I can only stand outside and spy. Majority leader is a genuine leader. Maximum salute, Nanahesi Ojiri. And then let's see. In fact, the NPP has an intelligent parliamentary majority leader, Chosa in Taifa. So, Kwamina,
Chairman.
Who is the majority leader in Parliament today?
Chairman, I remain the majority leader, leader of government business, and leader of the House. Nothing has changed, and nothing will change. I end that by virtue of my caucus being in majority, and my caucus remains in majority. In spite of the mischief on the floor, the Supreme Court has reaffirmed it. And I challenge all those who are in disagreement to come to court so that this matter is further litigated and resolved. Because Supreme Court, apart from the orders given, they also directed the Parliament should file its processes so that there will be speedy trial. What direct Parliament that within 7 days?
It is Supreme Court's one file.
Yes, and there will be several your friend then ruling on Parliament. Sunday or Monday. Into no say bailiff no odu legal department now will lock one officer. We all know. The Sunday or Monday and chairman.
No Monday.
So bailiff no ko one pay. Me assure that by this sample we do Parliament. I expect the legal directorate to open its offices unless somebody tells them they won't lock up because under your Monday you. And if they lock it up, the whole country will know that the legal directorate of Parliament locked its offices so that it will receive the ruling.
Maybe they were not available.
No. Well, then there are other departments. The clerk's office is there. Today is Monday. Today is not a sitting day. You see, Chairman, sir, ijunza rugwana kwa himfa. Or ijunzi there and branu or sides are yen or your papa. Why run away? Rugwana kwa himfa.
What's the Bagbin is them, right?
Well, I will message there and the Supreme Court bailiff and the Joda
no
or serve a process on Parliament. I am only praying that the legal directorate would make its offices available for service. They have the director, they have head of department, they have other lawyers there, they have other staffers. The bailiff knows that office. One way, one office, no one serve one. Now, what serve one, sir, they should bring the service to the attention of Mr. Speaker that this is what the Supreme Court is saying. Already they are in possession of the writs. They have the writs. Was the Kache Speaker or written or ordered? And court said that 7 days, within 7 days, one file, one processes, and 7 days after, yet memorandum of issues, so that the matter will become ripe for hearing. Chairman General Pocho, this is not the first time. Mezi agent Matebiako Supreme Court, 2014, 2015, this is assembly elections. My Lord Atuguba, hearing was done 3 continuous days. What did you do? Day 1, day 2, day 3, and ruled on the matter. It was something similar. And Parliament, a mistake. And then I was in opposition. I raised it on the House floor. Speaker what's the name?
Doajaho
ruled against me. I petitioned the Electoral Commission that they did not have a CI upon which they were mounting the assembly election. They ignored me. And I had to cross Supreme Court. So this is not the first time a matter in Parliament is going to Supreme Court. In the case of Dr. Mark Esebe Yabua, also a similar another matter arose where car power issues were not being brought to Parliament because they said that it wasn't a matter for Parliament. And also has across Supreme Court. So this is not the first time. This is not the first time. So nobody should say that Supreme Court is interfering in parliamentary sovereignty. Parliament has no sovereignty under our constitution. There is no parliamentary sovereignty.
What is that?
And we did. Parliament in your sovereign. What is sovereign is a constitution.
Okay.
In Ghana, we have the supremacy of the constitution, not supremacy of parliament. And we invoked the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court in good faith. It is because Parliament failed us, because we saw mischief in Parliament. That is why we felt that, look, let the law be interpreted by those who have the power to interpret the law. I didn't do anything bad. Chairman.
Let me ask you something.
Please do.
I find it quite interesting the seats near Amenfi Central. Amenfi Central, Agona West or?
Agona West, Amenfi Central, Suhum, and then Fomina.
So Fomina, but I mean, BPM, Ochrimadrinkaka. How about Akuapem North? Obian Kai Onana.
Chairman,
was it an oversight?
Maybe they are understanding.
The reason I'm asking
Chairman,
that
I've seen this on important platforms
Akuapem
that Obi MP were a particular area.
One file
to be an MP in a different area for the future elections.
How come Akuapem?
Why not say that we advocate the seat?
Yeah,
it is for those mischief players to do what they want to do.
No, I am asking. Maybe Sekeke.
No, Chairman, it's a good question to ask.
How come Akuapem North wasn't in the balance?
For me, you see, your constitution, we are developing it. And we can only develop our constitution if we go to the court for interpretation. Sometimes it's a bitter pill, but it is the way to go to ensure certainty, to bring clarity. Chairman, otherwise, there would always be confusion. Look, there's no way a court judgment, a court ruling would ever satisfy all persons.
There are winners and losers.
But it becomes a precedence. So as Democrats, it's our duty to protect the law by respecting the law. Otherwise, there will be nothing left. Bibi and you will be Obaka. The Akuapem North Asamareke. Is it the Akuapem North?
Akuapem North.
Right. Okay, yes, Akuapem North.
Because Akuapem South, Ebrin, so Akuapem North.
I feel that somebody can also test it, so that we ask ourselves there. So be an MP or particular constituency. That's also the next elections, Oroko and the different constituency. What is the position of the law? Would that mean that we advocate in this or now? These are still gray areas. Me feel this will be. In Tasa, Obotum so what test.
Meantime, I find it surprising that it did not come up because it seems to be the same trend.
Well, maybe perhaps the NDC did not see that, but they attempted. You remember, I was in court. I was Dokua's lawyer.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I didn't know. Me.
No, I was her lawyer. They attempted questioning her eligibility.
Okay.
They got somebody to file. I did that case with Eduji Tamaklu.
Okay.
And I won at the district court.
Interesting.
An NDC member filed against Dokua, and I raised a preliminary legal objection on capacity, and the court upheld my objection. They said they were going to appeal. They couldn't appeal.
Interesting.
So Dokua is our bona fide candidate for Okankwe North.
Somebody says
they attempted the case. They attempted stopping her, but under a different law, and they lost it. They lost the case in court. I was a lawyer.
Interesting.
Yes. Chairman Antewa.
Main K.
Oh, that was August. Yeah, they
Okay.
attempted it. Yes. It was all over in social media.
This guy says, please, the Ekwapim North issue involving Dokua was challenged and the court ruled against the plaintiffs. It just tells you that Article 97 is prospective. Idi Muhayudin. And what's the ono ebe. Kwame Afenyo Makin, inti majority leader substantive. That's what he says. He says, I will not give them that
Chairman, what's
theater.
down?
As far as I know, you're majority leader.
No, can you hear? Chairman, some I don't know when be. Chairman, I don't know when be. Chairman,
Professor for me, bro.
Chairman, I don't know when be. Timmy, can I some ye?
Messi, court is say, it means my minimum day, a majority leader
and
leader of parliament.
About footing as a man is fan of pay, and the piano foot about footing as a more.
Me for two.
Oh, Chairman, you for the Bia. Chairman, you tell me.
Actually, I would do I ever hear.
And see, my pedal catch Minuna at today.
Enyo.
Waku school, I could name Minua to Obia respecting. Or Dachi or politics him. Sanyankupona Yadum. Wabe minority leader. Omu de ona warrior the mazin na oye nizin into central region yeah House of Chiefs make asam mezegun from him wonye atonkasa central ahimfo asofo ebusumpanyinfo etitira wo central region professors are wo central region meza ho brase na meze se wonye atonkasa not the hawks who are pushing him to destroy his image, you know. One can channel they be yeah damn nazenete. Na Ghana or ya krupe abeya what on a da win ilusa on ye asembiara sabio yenina yat opposition da ana professor opposition yat me da bi bazin yin prepare hu de onu nti won kokwa atwa wo parliament na gidigidi yente I mean, the master me yada. And people for yada na yeti. And people for Debbie.
Kweku Bigos.
Debbie.
Kweku Bigos say or Chimadria baby so. Or say Dokua's case is different because she's still contesting on the ticket of the MPP. She hasn't crossed carpet and she hasn't gone independent. She's still on the ticket of the MPP. It is the reason why the NDC did not raise it. Kweku Bigos, thank you very much for drawing my attention to that. Very interesting.
Chairman,
nice.
Imagine when it comes to the law and interpretation, I bet in semi PO.
Oh, but it's good in Chase.
It's good, sure.
We live and learn every day.
But that is why I mean, look, as some you're in area, take it away from the gallery, go to the law lords, let them interpret it. However bad. Eke panilam te case na meye nusu
Supreme Court. Yeah.
Eke onusa.
Yeah.
There or a public servant.
Yeah.
Into non-qualified or by NDC chairman. And the Supreme Court distinguished the law and ruled against me. There, look, there's a difference between a civil servant who has been restrained and a public servant. Into those under that category, no. Iyejuma Ghana Highway Authority, Iyejuma Ghana Health Service, or different from the Iyejuma Ministry of Highways, Roads and Highways.
Because on your agencies.
Ministry of Health. Thank you.
On your agencies.
So you settled the masam at that time. Chairman, it's not just still you debate, Anna.
No.
So I mean, no, in your time, Biana Moko Court, I win.
Okay.
Moko, I'm Lucy B. Dr. Sebeyabu'a case, I lost. Okay? A Pani Lamte case, I lost. There were financial crime cases that I took to the Supreme Court that I lost. But precedents, or guide the engine under some oil 50-50. We're at a point we distinguish between a frozen account and a frozen transaction. Into mbrenechi nyakukudu na ko eko na enwin so aba na ebosuaze wom.
Obi say, here's a little humor for you guys. Maybe Speaker Bagbin should have declared Menchia South seat vacant, because after all, Napo says he's going to become number 2. Anyway, a little laughter there. Another one says, Afenyo Markin is intelligent simply because St. Augustine's College is very close to Infantipim School. George Brown, Bremen, Germany.
But you from Piazza Manu pay. Mombamba home margin. Nama school was selected mam na medelete. Miss da mpe.
Mpe kwa buji.
Mpe kwa buji. Mo home.
August kuna.
St. Augustine's.
Obisi, now who calls I'm Chairman General? I blame the NPP. Charles Mensah KTI. He says, who made Bagbin speaker? It is the MPP people. No.
And Ghanaian Times. What's about what's it? MPP NDC set for showdown Tuesday over who is majority in Parliament.
MPP NDC set for showdown on Tuesday.
Catch on there. Ghanaian Times. There will be no showdown.
There will be no showdown.
And then they also say we will safeguard our majority status. Supreme Court ruling unacceptable. If Dr. Forsen thinks that Supreme Court ruling is unacceptable, go to the Supreme Court. Go there. Anna Chairman, is that not the right forum?
Well, that's what I know. I don't know what anybody else knows.
I mean, this thing of vandalizing institutions and stampeding them and calling them names must stop. It's the same court that said you are not guilty, you've been acquitted and discharged, and you celebrated the court. Did Godfrey Dami say there he disagrees, so you should be rearrested? Let's get certain things right and be consistent. Anyway, to Ghanaian Times, there will be no showdown. We don't have showdown.
There will be no showdown. Now, Prof, hey, Sampai say, who is that? Who is that? Who is that mobile guy? He should be steady. Sampai, we thank you. Talking about the court. The court has just, well, information I just have is that the disqualification of Bernard Mona and the PNC, the Court of the Republic of Ghana has upheld and accepted near Electoral Commissioner. So based on the information I have right now, Bernard Mona and the PNC stand disqualified. The case no call court. Say court enka emom, but near meeting say court ne say near a Electoral Commissioner ne kwan so ano no.
Chama mamenke bi wa kakra. Ebeka ya Bernard Mona na asemi or PNC fo asemu. So NDC fo one to be. The one tase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
And so what is their interest? You see, and Chanyo bill competition. Now what disqualifying? Sanch hallelujah. But this is no. The PNC will participate in Tasi. Also became an issue. Ebe.
Obisi lawyer Nyimimbisa. What if the lawyers for the Speaker of the Lawyers for Parliament today file a process to vacate the order or stay of execution of the Supreme Court order? What would that mean?
Well, it's within their right to file any process in courts, and as far as they are a party to the suit.
Okay. The court is of the view that the disqualification of the applicant was lawful. That is in the issue of the Republic versus EC ex parte Bernard Mona and the PNC. Well, that's the latest we're getting from the courts this morning. And Prof, now, Papa, we only minute. Where's your under?
Oh, honorable.
Upon your mic, where's your under?
Messian be twice or so.
Nakuma yepa.
Oh shit.
Oh, but
I think say
now the person may be say what talk future ni bia.
Oh, say how no say many better than him guarda.
Kwesi also for so say men can say if you are sure man. Now men can say today will not talk about any old people. Just or say just simply collect your wheelchairs from Afenyo and let's go home. Don't talk about old people. Just also that you wheelchairs no.
Makamuni asana kono. Sake simetiri nyina no. I say honorable Heidi be a bit na chance. Come say on to me lawyer.
There be
as a scholar sometimes issues are exciting by especially when you are talking about the science of jurisprudence. Two key issues. Back interpretation and about application. And say okay kind kakrabu who say kwame beka say the interpretation governed by certain philosophies and contexts. In fact, sometimes the crown as some crown word, the linguistic wording itself crowning in ano. A bit me ama asamana o kind of crown. Said ye yes sir. And anapena many wife were discussing something interesting at home. And American say sometimes one hand one from so about interpretation in your attempt to apply. Now honorable Heidi me pen about it. Say when is somebody expected to interpret and apply? Maybe a penny baby. Na status be my coin say me to me apply baby. In my application, am I likely to make a mistake in the interpretation? At what point in an interpretation, ne application kwame meet because they can be fluid. It's quite dynamic. And at what point, and I meet me, I can say, in my attempt to interpret the law, to apply
the law,
me wade into a space purely for the judiciary. I think it's something.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Means you can by court no ruling. Na miwia mabawasam.
Right.
The plaintiff applicant has presented this present ex parte application for stay of execution of a ruling of the Speaker of Parliament declaring vacant the seats of 4 MPs and ordering the current members of Parliament to vacate their seats in Parliament on account of his declaration.
Right.
We have read the supporting affidavit and attached exhibit as well as the reliefs endorsed on the writ of summons filed on the 15th October 2024, which provide the basis of the current application. We note from Exhibit B the official report on the parliamentary debate on Thursday 17th of October 2024, pages 15, 16 and 17, that the Speaker of Parliament was aware that the bailiffs of the Supreme Court had served the current action on him through the legal office of Parliament. His objection to this process, to this proper service of a process from the Supreme Court was that it had not been done on Monday. We appreciate the urgency and special circumstance presented to support the filing of this application. The urgency and the circumstances lie in the effect of the impugned ruling, which include improved depriving the 4 constituencies that the said MPs represent, namely Honorable Andrew Isiama Amwako, Honorable Cynthia Morrison, Honorable Kojo Asante, and Peter Yaukwachi Aka in the western region of representation. The said 4 constituencies in Ashanti, eastern, western, and central regions have been deprived of their basic democratic and constitutional right of representation in Parliament until the next Parliament by the said ruling.
I see.
Applicant urges, and we appreciate that the said ruling will also likely lead to alleged thwarting of government business in Parliament and plunge the due management of the affairs of the country into possible disruption. Further, the subject matter of this suit raises real question of constitutional interpretation and application. I'm coming to you, Prof.
Right.
Of the most fundamental and democratic right of Ghanaians being the right to be represented and heard in Parliament through their elected representatives.
Okay.
If this impugned order and ruling is allowed to stand, it will render the grave issues raised in the substantive action nugatory.
Okay.
On the balance of the law, exhibits and fact placed before us, we are satisfied that duly elected representatives in question were not heard on the extremely critical issue raised, and therefore we make the following orders. I repeat this point. On the balance of the law, the exhibits and facts placed before us, we are satisfied that the duly elected representatives in question were not heard on the extremely critical issue raised, and therefore we make the following orders. 1. The execution of the ruling of Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, dated 17th October 2024, delivered on the floor of Parliament, declaring vacant the seat of the following members of Parliament, is hereby stayed pending the final determination of the suit. Suit numbered J1/1/2025, filed on the 15th October 2024, titled Alexander Afenyo Markin versus Speaker of Parliament and Attorney General. 2. The Parliament of Ghana is hereby directed to recognize and allow the 4 affected members of Parliament herein named to duly represent their constituents and conduct the full scope of the duties of their office as members of Parliament pending the final determination of the suit. 3. In view of the gravity of the issues raised in this instant suit and the urgency of this matter, this court hereby directs that pursuant to Article 1294 of the 1992 Constitution and Rule 5 of CI 16, the defendant, Speaker of Parliament and Attorney General are to file their statement of case within 7 days of service of this ruling. Finally, the parties are further ordered to file their joint memorandum of issues within 7 days of filing of their statement of case for the due hearing of this suit.
I see.
So,
and may I have 2 things, all right? Correct me if I'm right. And this is the Supreme Court ruling.
Embedded in an application, or enforcement of the law will be the need to interpret.
Okay.
So,
dynamic. You can't.
And I want to make the point, Professor. I want to make the point. Speaker duly acknowledged that, but where he slipped was when he said, "I am going to express my opinion on 97." What I read to you in the Hansard, he acknowledged that, look, issues of interpretation is for Supreme Court, but I am going ahead to express my view. My point is that once the view you are expressing would overreach,
you have serious implications.
The Supreme Court's mandate, you have to stay your hands off. This is legal matters that we don't have to toy with and bring politics. And he himself, by his own words, acknowledged that. So for an NDC member of Parliament to say that, look, because he wants to create a certain psychological, mindset, being to know, no, he's going to sit in the court, in Parliament
on the majority side.
That's up to the person.
But my final point before Madam Bibeto Honorable, 4 members, was it the right time for them to have said that they are declaring their seat vacant?
No, they didn't. It was the Speaker who declared the seats vacant.
Sorry, that they want to go independent.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely their decision.
Okay, and they can do it at any time.
Oh yes.
In fact, the Constitution, is it Article 108, where vacancy, it says that when it's 90 days to election.
Want to be a by-election?
Want to be a by-election?
Yeah, 3 months. I was reading that. You can't have by-election. And wait to me anytime be open.
No.
Anyway, so we're wrapping up.
Kwame Intino.
Alexander Kwame Afenyo Makin Ewaha, Professor Joseph Osafo Ewaha, Mamutiemi Anope, Hajia.
Let me read it.
Hajia Fidaus of Al Dawusi. Good morning, Hajia. Thank you for listening. And what are you reading?
Chairman, Article 1126. Notwithstanding clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election.
Right.
So it means that Obiwu,
you can't.
You can't, yeah.
By medical pronouncement to be, or by whatever resignation, or any other thing, you cannot even hold elections within 90 days. Now, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I've been thinking about this. If the NDC simplistic understanding of what constitutes majority is to come to play, does that mean that Tama Obiwi were inside? Now immediately no, you lose one seat, no, they immediately become majority. Does that mean that in Crawford too? You see, I've been thinking that are you saying that Obiwi now 137, majority? Why didn't you trigger? It took some 2 months before a by-election was held, and then we had our numerical strength back. So, granted that a vacancy has arisen, wouldn't there be an opportunity under the law for a replacement?
But under the circumstances, there will be no replacement.
Sure.
It cannot because
so, good. So, even granted, the whole argument you're right, would you then say that automatically you become majority? What would be the fairness?
I mean, both sides. There are some gimmicks ongoing there. Quite interesting.
It's the politics of the day.
Very interesting. So between now and December 7th, obviously EC cannot organize any by-election.
No.
And that would mean say me and the me MP. I am not represented in Parliament. That's what it means. That's latest. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And Kwame say Supreme Court akasa. Me te say obi kasa Supreme Court declarations a nullity based on procedural matters. But I think that those ones there, Ibija Malaya for now, my market. Let's hope.
Ubenya majority wheelchairs. 80
majority
wheelchairs.
137 majority.
80 they say no only Kwame Afenyo. And I pay me that say. Thank you for your time.
Come now, open tomorrow.
Say ya piano. E pocho e 2000 man I better try here man. Napo Baha, Napo Sobeto 25. E 2000. Debbie, just say prof, one we academic. Me a salesman. Afenyo is there for to me kwakwa say you to wheelchairs. I'm a Center for Aging Studies, University of Ghana, Legon. And Pocho, a 2000 cities. Remember,
Napoto ahin.
Or 25.
No, yeah, a running mate.
And Chibato 20. I like the stay. I'll hold it.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I know my
Chairman General.
Order my, in fact, majority Chairman General.
Chairman.
In part to 25. Ono your running mate, our your majority leader. Ain't he a majority wheelchairs? Remember him? Ambush in the night, but man not on you. And your man from Manfadwa.
Waraka.
Ain't he? Sir, you already declare on the side. And that is with the book of Supreme Court. Are you going to seek interpretation on this one as well?
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
says he can by the side.
But it can hear that was say I better was public. Mpede ka ono keke.
Okay, only a